Okay. Give myself a few seconds. Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty. Should be good to go, I think. Hey everybody, welcome to the Ohm Kiwis. You've found us, the Kiwis at the bottom of the world over here in New Zealand. So we have a special guest with us today, and yeah, we can hopefully have some fun. You guys have all been hanging out there in the chat box for a wee while. Thanks for hanging. You guys have been chilling out there for a wee bit now. There's a few of yous. What's up to everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. I had a good time over on Mark's show. We have Mr. VAPNFAGAN in the house tonight. We'll get to him in 2 secs. So we're going to do this a little bit differently, as you can see. And yeah, today I am vaping on my cuboid. Has my Limitless on it. And in that tank I have some Lost Cities e-liquids, Atlantis. And I've got my gorgeous wee A-ball going on. And on that I am vaping some long white vapor Mahana Peach. So I just got a couple of things going on today with these, because the rest of my gear's all packed up, ready to go on my big trip in a couple of days. So I'm going to throw it to Megan. So unmute yourself, Megs, and say good day to everybody, and then we'll pass it on to our guest.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Megs. Thank you for tuning in. Like Moxley said, I'm just vaping on a couple of setups myself. So I've just got the BC200 with the stainless steel goon on there, and the juice that I'm vaping in on that one is vanilla custard from Just E-Juice, so New Zealand juice. And the other setup that I've got is just my Limitless setup. So it's the Limitless box with the Limitless Plus. And in that I've got Nuveloso's Earth, which I got from the Christchurch Vape Day. If I can remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Mox will sort of correct me if I'm wrong. It's an American juice from Green Man. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going on at the moment. So pretty psyched for today's show, and I guess I'll be passing it on to our guest.
Hello. Hi, how's everyone doing? What's up? So we're doing the whole what you vaping on kind of thing, right? I assume. So I'm vaping on the same setup I was vaping on earlier, the Boss 3000 with the Griffin 25 Plus, and inside there I have some Dory Liquid Hazy Custard, and then I got the Triad DNA 200 with the Beast, and inside there I got some of Mr. Mikey Vape's Glory Hole, a good donut coffee liquid, and the the Petrie RTA on the Asmodus Omzium, I think it's pronounced, and inside there I can't find the bottle. There it is. I got some of this cream pop. It's like an orange ice cream type of vape. Pretty good. And that's it.
Awesome. Cool. Hi guys. Welcome. Hey Marky Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing bloody good.
We're going to get the accents out now. So for everybody hanging out there in chat, I am aware that I can speak a little bit fast for you Americans, and sometimes I'm a little hard to understand. So please holler out there in chat if I'm doing exactly that and you guys don't know what I'm saying. I will do my best to speak clearly and slowly for y'all. Cool. So we're hanging out with Marky today, and I'm repping the Fagan swag.
Nice.
Fagan swag. I'm not sure how many pink skull heads you've got out there now, Mark, but I know there's definitely one rocking here in New Zealand.
I think only you and my wife are the only two pink skull owners.
Haha, awesome. So actually that's a perfect way to lead on to the wonderful Angela. There is an awesome, strong woman in the background to Mr. VAPNFAGAN. And yeah, just want to give kudos out there to Angela and say what's up. And you are so awesome for putting up with this wee little cracker here.
Yeah, she is great.
That's where you're supposed to give your wife some love there, honey.
I give her love. She beats me in return, but I give her love. But then again, I'd probably beat someone like myself, too, if I had to put up with myself.
You'd beat yourself. I'm sure you do that when Ange isn't available, honey.
This was a clean show.
It is. I do have boundaries, but, you know, I can still be myself a little bit. So I effectively wanted to have you on the show because there are some people here in our Kiwi community who are aware that I hang out with a lot of internationals on YouTube, and that I know a few of yous now, and I've known you for a few months now, Mark. And I wanted to have you over here to sort of, sorry, don't mind me, just refilling my Limitless. I wanted to have you over so people could get to know Mr. Mark Fagan a little bit, as opposed to just being all about the smart ass that's out there amongst the YouTube world that is VAPNFAGAN. And I want to know why you got into vaping. What is your story, Mark?
Ooh, why did I get into vaping? I got into vape. I just pretty much, you know, the same reason why a lot of people get into vaping, for health reasons. Like I had asthma, and I got tired of the multiple trips to the ER for breathing treatments and all that jazz. And I found out about e-cigarettes through it wasn't even a vaping website. It was some random website. And I bought my first, I think it was the Joy 510, little pen style. I mean, this thing was really boring. Tried one of those, and ever since I tried one of those and did a little Google search for like vaping and found ECF, this is back in like 2010, I just got into the whole hobby side of it. I think after like the first couple of weeks, I got really heavy into it. I started buying mods and liquids and all kinds of stuff. And like vaping really worked for me like right off the bat. I didn't like fall back to smoking or anything like that. If it wasn't for the hobby side of it, I probably might have fell back into smoking. But yeah, I got into it for the health reasons, because with my asthma and the medications, like the medications would work, but after a while of constantly taking the same medication and relying on it, it wasn't working as good anymore. And I tried the patches and the gum, and the gum worked, but I don't know. The gum, what sucked about the gum was I used to like going out and partying and drinking, and you can't really chew gum and drink at the same time. So vaping really worked. It worked well for me. So
yeah, that's awesome. I've never asked you that question, so that was the first time I heard you say any of that as well.
Yeah, I think that was like only the second time someone's actually asked me that question, like, why have you started vaping?
Well, I mean, it's just sort of an assumption, I think, that we were all smokers, that we were making a healthier life choice. But I mean, everybody's got their own story, don't they? And everybody's story is slightly different, or the transition was different, or their reasons were actually different. But there's just a generalized assumption. I mean, just for a perfect example, Megan here, who is one of New Zealand's best coil builders, wasn't a smoker. She saw a hobby that she could jump into. And I like using Megan as an example because she's so well known in our community. And that is an exception to the norm, but people make those assumptions. So I mean, for all I knew, you could have been exactly like that, and you weren't a smoker beforehand as well. So it's always good to hear these things. That's what I mean. I want to ask you those questions around the edges of the norm stuff that you're asked all the time. I mean, I hang out in your chat box on your shows, and there's, you know, 500-600 people watching your shows, and that chat box is just peeling by, and all I'm saying is the same stuff over again. What's your favorite mod? What are you vaping on this week? What are you reviewing this week? What's your favorite battery? You know, which are all valid questions, but I hear you repeating yourself often as well, as opposed to actually giving people real answers about something of value that's coming from you. So that then would lead me on to, why did you start doing reviews? Are you just another one of these YouTubers out there who thought about making money off a whole pile of videos? Why did you start doing that?
I didn't have any. I didn't. Well, before I started vaping, I did a lot of like just random YouTube videos. I just like doing videos. I did a lot of other like just stupid videos here and there, and I did a video on a Lazy Susan or something like that. Like I was holding all my liquid bottles, and I did a little 10-second clip, and people watched it, and I just found myself, like, whenever I bought something new, I just did a video for it, and it kind of just, people watched it, and I just kind of kept doing them, and people were watching them, and I just kept doing them, and kind of took off. And I figured, you know, if I know what I'm talking about, why not try to help other people? So that's pretty much what I did. I just started a YouTube channel, and then maybe 6 months after that, I decided to start a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and then before I knew it, I was helping other people, and it worked out perfectly. I don't do it for the money thing. I do it more for the hobby aspect of it. And that's why, like, my channel, I really don't care, like, what I say or what I do or what I say about a certain company, because I don't really have an image to protect, because I don't, you know, I don't have an image, since it's more of a hobby for me. So if there's something or someone I don't like, I'll just come out and say it, because once again, I don't have an image. So that's what makes it, you know, enjoyable for me. But I do it mainly for, to help other people, and just because I enjoy meeting new people, like ST Vapes in chat right there.
Yeah,
I've met more people online on YouTube than I have in, like, in my real life, which is kind of pathetic, but it's fun.
Oh no, I feel you completely on that one. The amount of people I have met internationally, let alone just within our own country, hanging out on YouTube, these chat boxes, there's some awesome people out there. What I think's really cool, I don't know about yourself, is the fact that a majority of these awesome folk that we're interacting with on some digital level almost daily weren't necessarily folk we would come across in daily life if we were still all smokers.
Yep, I would not be hanging out with two ladies in New Zealand right now. If it was actually like real life, this is the YouTube world now. I mean,
it is real life, Mark. We're just on other sides of the world right now.
Yes, it's real life, but I'm antisocial. I don't talk to people. Like in real life, like it's not that I hate people. I just don't talk to people because I'm antisocial. But online, I'm not antisocial. I can talk to everybody. So that's why I really enjoy the YouTube world, because I can kind of be myself without having to worry about being myself. There's no consequences.
There's no consequences.
I guess that's like the great thing with like social media and YouTube, that it allows you to connect with people everywhere. And yeah, I suppose, like you said, there's no real consequences to it. I mean, it's like if you have like a falling out with someone, it's not like you're going to meet up with them in person and be like, yeah, I can avoid you.
Just block them, you know, just don't email them.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
No, that's when you go, I'll meet you 3 o'clock at the back of the schoolyard.
But I mean,
I'm really glad that I met you guys on the other side of the world. I travel a lot, but I don't leave my house when I'm home. So this is great social interaction for me daily, all across the globe even. I can't even remember how we met, Mark. I was just some troll in your chat box, wasn't I?
Yep, I think you were just hanging out in the chat, and I noticed you. I always notice, and it's not that I'm like kind of like sexist or anything, but I always notice when there's females like watching my show, because not many women subscribe to me, just because, I don't know why, but probably because I have like a dirty mouth or something. But I just always notice when there's a female in chat, and I just kind of noticed you like, oh, who's that? And then it kind of took off from there. Started hanging out in Vaporium and stuff.
Yeah, I started stalking you. Don't lie, we can tell everyone.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was a little bit of the other way around, to be quite honest. You're like, oh, this chick from New Zealand.
Or we were stuck in your chat, one or the other.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
Yeah, we like to do that a lot. We like to troll, and we don't troll in like a, you know, like a bad way. We troll in a good way. We go on, if we find like a random live show, we'll just go in the chat and just start messing around, and usually people have fun with it. Some people get kind of offended by it, but usually people have fun with it. And that's how we just meet new people.
I love hanging out and the banter with you guys. And yes, Mum, don't watch any of Mark's shows. My mouth is filthy over there.
Yes, it is.
There's quite a few of you on the Vaporium now that I've met that I hung out with, been on a few other shows as well. And yeah, Mum, don't watch any of those either. I love the camaraderie. I hope that comes clearly through from everybody. The camaraderie between all of you guys. Like I mean, I'm aware that all you YouTubers that hang out together are spread across the US as well, and Canada as well. And you're all like, you've known each other for a million years. The bros hanging out, you know, just chilling with the boys. Like, you've all known each other forever, and that's what I dig. You know, these real friendships that we've all come together because of vaping, but we've actually made real friends across the world, not just our own countries. And that's what I think is really special about it, no matter how filthy and debauched we might get, or derailed per se.
And what's really cool, like, about like me and you and a lot of other, like, not every reviewer, but we actually hang out and talk to all the people that watch our videos. So it's not like we do a video and then we disappear into the world and you never see us again until we do another video. We actually hang out and at Vaporium and the G-Spot and the chat room and everything else. You know, we're not like, we don't keep everything private. We hang out with everybody. Like, when I go off camera, I just go hang out on Facebook or somewhere else, and that's what's, I think, really cool about it. I don't keep nothing hidden. And that's a lot of other, like you, also yourself, you do the same thing.
I'm laughing out of this chat box. My accent's coming through loud and clear, apparently.
We need subtitles.
Your accent never goes, Mox. You can try as hard as you can to come through as clearly, and
I think your accent is heavier than Mox's is.
really,
Megan's?
I think so. Maybe it's just me.
probably because you've talked to her lots, so you can kind of.
I understand both of you clearly, but some people out there probably like, what are they saying?
Yeah. The amount of times I have seen, yeah, the comments about I need subtitles. But people got to remember that just like there are different accents or twangs per se in the language across the US, like your Southerners, for example, have a strong Southern twang. Here in New Zealand, we're similar. Like, our accents vary across the country depending on what part of the country we're in as well. And I'm further south than Megan, and so I don't know, my languages, I wouldn't say too different, but there are noticeable differences that we're in different parts of the country. What part of the US are you in?
What part?
Oh, sorry, thanks.
Just in regards to like your accent, Mox. I mean, I only pick up little bits and pieces that I find are slightly different to how I say particular words. So, like a country, for instance, that's the biggest one that I always tend to spot, because it's every now and again when you try and say New Zealand like really, really quickly, it comes out like the typical kind of like that, what I kind of refer to as what I think is a bit bullshit in terms of our accent, when people try to write out how we say particular words. So when I go to New Zealand and you go New Zealand,
New
that's where I kind of pick it up a little bit more. But Yeah, I've been told that by a couple of family members who are further north from me, who have said that my accent sounds a little English, which is a bit weird because it isn't.
Oh, I thought you guys were Australian. I must be on the wrong show. I'm sorry. I'm joking.
Lots of people think I'm Australian because of how I say certain things.
You have a slight little twang in some things, but not a lot.
Just for clarification, New Zealand is a separate country to Australia. Just saying.
I know that.
You know, I'm telling the rest of them.
Well, apparently we don't exist. Apparently New Zealand doesn't exist.
I know.
There's a Facebook page out there that says that I can't remember the exact title, but it's they're pretty much dedicated to like that New Zealand isn't even a country. It doesn't exist.
Bogan is Australian. I'm on the right page, right? The Vaping Bogan?
Yes, he's Australian. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Sam Parsons, he's a good guy. We know quite a few people in the Australian community because, well, we are sister countries and we all hang out in similar Facebook pages and what have you. I won't say we're, like tight, but we'll pretty much know who each other is across the two countries.
Cool. I am in, I think you asked where I was at or where I'm in Chicago.
You're in Chicago, so that's Illinois?
Yeah, Illinois. I'm not in like Chirac, like the ghetto part of Chicago. When I say Chicago, people think I'm like located next to a crack house. No, I'm in like the suburbs of Illinois, which is kind of like 25 minutes from Chicago, maybe 40 minutes from the ghetto. So, and I just say Chicago because Chicago's easier.
Yeah. Hanging in the ghetto. Not quite.
Slightly next door.
So I just got like a random question now. Like it's totally random. You said something on your show earlier today or tonight for you guys. Reminding you guys it's Monday here in New Zealand, so we are on 2 different time slots going on. You mentioned now. I think you guys were talking about the Boss 3000 box at the time. I was setting up my show, so I might have missed what you were particularly talking about. But you mentioned that you found pubic hairs in your battery tray of one of your mods. I would like to know how those pubes got in that battery tray, Mr. Mark.
That was just a joke, actually, because we were talking about how the Boss mods are like pretty much perfect. I just made a statement that my boss was actually not perfect because I had a pubic hair on the inside, but no, it didn't.
Oh man, there I was waiting for an exciting story.
No pubic hairs.
Oh, Marky, you disappointed me.
I don't want that rumor to start across the internet that the boss has pubic hairs in it, but no, I thought somebody would be onto the joke, but.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure Adam would love you for it. I totally caught that line and I was sitting here giggling, just be like, I gotta ask you about that one.
The only one that caught that.
You see,
to avoid it.
Just proves I'm always listening, right?
That's good. See.
Well, I'm trying to always listen, I should say. Wow, we got some awesome peeps hanging out here in the chat box. I'm just gonna stop for a minute and do some shout outs. Big loves to obviously Mr. Greg out there, who is an amazing wrench across many of our channels. Who else we got hanging? Gizzy's out there. I saw Fresh. I saw ST, Kathy, Beauty. What's up? What's up? We had a few regulars hanging. It was quite cool.
We got Yeti out there. Hey Yeti.
Yeah. Hey Yeti. Big loves to you all, and of course my cousin Cam is under the Vaping Iwi screen name, doing his awesome wrenching out there too. Hey Owa, Mr. Miles, Justin. Cool, awesome. Thanks for coming home, guys. I'm aware it's pretty late.
I would like to spot out or put a spotlight on Mr. Miles because whoever this person is, He watches everything. Like every live show that's on the internet, I always see him in chat.
Awesome.
Like he follows everyone.
That's cool. We love the support. Like, here we are at the other side of the world, and probably, you know, I'm going to be real, probably half the people out there right now only know who I am because I've been on your show, Mark. And,
No, that's
you know,
not true. People know who you are before that.
I'm doubtful.
I know
I'm
you.
doubtful. I'm just some little smart ass over here in the corner.
What's funny though, Mox, is that when you asked me to kind of co-host with you, I just thought, oh yeah, we'll have like have a bit of fun, just do some random stuff on YouTube. Well, initially it started off on Vapers TV, and yeah, I didn't think that it would actually expand to what it's become now, and it's mind blowing and mind boggling, and it has me going whoa just about every week.
It's bloody brilliant. I know, wrong accent. I know.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant, you know.
Kind of brilliant. Okay, Dallas, I never forget you, honey. It's just your name wasn't going past me on the screen right in that moment. Big shout out love to Moochie as well and Jackie out there. I'm not trying to forget anybody. It's just whose name's rolling past me at the time I happen to be talking. So just love for everybody. Okay, nobody's feeling left out. We're good. Sweet.
That's the problem with shout outs. When you shout people out, you can't shout everyone out because you're going to forget names, and then other people get kind of butthurt about it.
Yeah, I know. And there are definitely a few special people that I like to say good day to every time. But, and it depends, of course, if they've remembered about the show and come hanging out there. Mr. Dimitri's just turned up. Uh-oh, watch out, there's trouble in the chat box.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know, like to say shout outs to peeps if you can, because then that, for me at least, and I'm aware of those watching the replay, I can't see the live chat and all of these bits and pieces, and I could share the live chat on screen like some YouTubers do, but because of a lot of the content of what's talked about out there, I don't want my mama to see what you guys are talking about. So sorry for you guys watching the replay. You've got to be in live chat to see what's going on.
If your mom only knew the things you did off camera, oh my goodness.
Mom, don't give away this secret. And you know, I got to remember, for as much as I like to be casual and chill with all you boys, I am technically an international advocate out here for our country, so I gotta try and hold some decorum, for moments. That some moment just happens to be my show. That's what I mean. I'll let loose on your guys' show. My mouth will just be, I'm off like a fisherman, but yeah, I gotta try and hold some. Yeah, I will.
Same thing.
Sailor, fisherman, everybody knows. If you've hung with me elsewhere, even if I were in chat, it wasn't my show, you'd all know how filthy my mouth is. My mama knows, she just don't need to hear it.
I can agree with that.
How long until I get a restraining order on Mark? Really?
I don't think she had one before, but she dropped it.
I did. I dropped it because I'm still waiting for Mark. And hey, bring the whole fams. Bring Angela. Bring kids. Get on that Uber boat, Mark, and come and see me in New Zealand. Yeah, this giant Uber boat. It doesn't really exist, but we all wish it does. Yeah, I'm waiting for Mark to hop on it and come visit.
It will one day.
I had to drop the restraining order because I want him to come say hi in person.
I think only Zophie Vapes has a restraining order on me. But we're negotiating. She's going to drop it if I do a review on her juice line, so we're good.
I actually don't doubt that, Mark, at all. I'm surprised Kathy and Beauty out there are similar. And even Kimmy. Although Kimmy, love you, girl. You give Mark just as good as he gives.
Kimmy definitely has one on me. She has a few, actually. I'm surprised.
Well, no, after last week, honey, with you featuring her photo on your show, she might have dropped it and showing you a bit of love right now. So if any of you guys out in chat have some questions for Mark, not the generic boring shit that he's always asked. If you guys want to know anything about him that you've always wanted to ask him or you've tried and his chat box on his show is always moving way too quick to keep up with and those questions are missed, throw them out now and yeah, let's delve into Mr. Mark Fagan, the infamous VAPNFAGAN. Now,
Oh, Lord.
you are infamous. Don't deny it. I actually love that word.
Infamous.
Infamous. Infamous. How long have you known Mike and ST? Let's just pick on those two for right now.
Who, Mike?
Mike, yeah. Mikey Vapes and ST. How long have you known them?
Let's see. I mean, I watched his videos before the vape team. I don't know exactly like how many months. I don't even know how long I've been on the vape team, honestly. I don't remember if it's I want to say at least maybe 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I'm not sure exactly. But I watched his videos and I hung around the vape team and kind of just bumped heads and I hung out with Brian and then kind of just ended up on the vape team. I want to say like probably like beginning of the year. ST, I'm bad with like dates and times. I've known him I've known ST for at least a year. I went to the last Andrew's last party with him, so at least a year with ST. Mike, I want to say about 6 months or so, I guess. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I could have known Mike for a year, just not know it.
You guys always give me the impression that you've all been mates for, you know, several years. You're all so tight, and the banter that you've got between you all is brilliant to watch. I love it.
Because we always hang out, like, that's one of the things I was talking about earlier, because, like, you know, aside from doing the reviews and the videos, oh, by the way, I never look at my camera when I'm doing something. I always look at the monitor. But aside from just doing the videos, like after the videos are done, we actually go out and hang out and talk to all the viewers. You know, like we don't just shut the camera off and then just go off and never come back to another video. We actually hang out with everybody and talk with everybody. So that's why we all kind of act like we've known each other for so long. So we're like, you know, we're pretty laid back, a lot of us.
Awesome. That's cool. There's some random questions going on out here in chat. I'm just going to say them all because I'm lolling on the inside right now. James would like to know when you're going to play guitar next on a show. Do you play guitar, Mark?
I do, but ever since I started doing the vape thing, the review thing, I just haven't had time. Like I've taken all my attention off that because this takes most of my time. And when I'm not doing this and not hanging out with people, I'm normally like my son playing father with him. But hopefully soon. A lot of people ask me to do it, so it'll be coming up soon. I just want to make it so it's like a decent video and not like, you know, pathetic. But
awesome. I can't wait to see that. I didn't know you played.
I did, yes. I just haven't played like recently.
Were you in a band or just like at home playing just with your boy?
Yeah, just play at home.
Cool. That's awesome. That's actually way cool. I am looking forward to that video, huh?
I am too, actually.
Mark, serious question.
Uh-oh.
Are you bisexual?
No, not by any means. I am completely straight. But from the way I talk, you probably think I'm full-blown homosexual, but I'm not, no. Not that I have anything against anyone that's gay or bi, but no. Yeah, I'm straight as an arrow.
Yeah, you and Brian sometimes I wonder.
Yeah, we can do pretty gay. We can do pretty gay.
Yeah, I think Angela might have something to say about that too, if that were the case. Okay, random one. Not sure this is about. You probably know. Did you ever get a new dog?
Yeah, I did. I've had her for, I think, dates, maybe a year now. Yeah, I had like a breakdown because my one puppy, I think last year, it was probably about a year ago, got hit by a car. So then I remember I was doing a review or something, and in the video, I was just like all heartbroken. And then, yeah, we got another. I didn't want to get another dog, but we somehow ended up getting another dog. But yes, I did get another dog.
Those heartbreaking pet feels, darling.
Oh, it was bad too. I was crying and everything like a baby.
Oh, you're allowed, you know, and pets can be your children.
I know, it was bad.
So just making everybody aware, I just realised I didn't say it earlier, Mark's only hanging out for half the show, being that it is late in the US, as I'm aware you guys out there in chat know, and because he did his show earlier this evening, Marky's been on YouTube FaceTime for a wee while now, so he's only going to be hanging out for a little bit longer, just so you're aware. Okay, I've got to ask this one. So a little while back, you did a review of a mod, and I've totally blanked on the mod it was, but it claimed to be waterproof, and you did a review in the shower.
That one.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
So stemming from that, because I'd like to hope you were in your underwear when you did that video. I didn't look too closely, not gonna lie, but you have been asked if you always shower in your underwear or if it's only your hat.
No, I was actually naked. I just had the camera, like, I had the camera to where it made me look somewhat decent. Like, I had it up to here. If I would have dropped it any lower, you would have seen my fat stomach hanging out. But I was naked, and I actually did shower. Like, right when I got done recording it, I just took my hat off, and I finished my shower. I don't shower with my hat on, but since I always do my videos with my hat on, I just felt like I had to do the video with the hat on in the shower. It just made sense. I haven't worn that hat because the shampoo really messed that up.
Did you get much shit for doing that particular review? I know.
They loved it. I think they liked it.
Yeah? Was it one of your most hit videos? All the views?
No. I think one of my most hit videos was a really old, like, how to build a microcoil. And it's like so old and dated. Like everything I was doing in that video is totally like how not to wrap a coil. I got a lot of hits off that one, and a lot of hits off the VAPing video where I actually really vaped. I got tired of people doing VAPing videos where they weren't actually, you know, shitting on camera, but this one was real. I think I lost a lot of subscribers on that video too.
I'm not a fan of vape videos personally.
I'm not either, but I just got tired of seeing fake ones, and I wanted to see a real one for once, so I decided to do it. But the only reason I did the one in the shower because of the whole waterproof thing, and I know a lot of chips are waterproof, like the DNA and all that, but the mod was I just wanted to do something a little bit. I'm always looking to spice up my videos any way possible, so whenever I come up with an idea, normally it's like very last minute. I'm like, I got to do that. So it was one of those moments where I'm like, waterproof? Let's take a shower with it. And people heard me say that, and they were waiting to see the video, so I couldn't let them down. So I had to do it regardless.
So if you're always looking for ways to spice up your videos, then in that regard, you do consider yourself an entertainer? Like you would just take the piss and be a clown for the sake of entertaining?
Yeah, like in the beginning, like for the first couple of months when I started reviews, I was trying to find myself. So I had different backgrounds. I went through so many different backgrounds. Finally found the background, like, okay, we'll do the whole shelf thing and the mod thing. And then, you know, my videos are still professional. I don't swear anything in my videos, but then lately I've been doing more of the live review thing and kind of being trying to be more entertaining in the videos so I can have fun with it. So lately, I have been changing things up a lot. If people like it, if they don't like it, I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it. So
that's cool. Well, I'm enjoying it. I like the fact that you change it up. There's so many reviewers out there, and there's so many vaping channels, and it goes the same for me and Meg's channel here. Like we've been doing this almost a year now, and I was starting to get bored with my own show, so trying to change it up. And that's another reason why I've been having guests on. It isn't to be like a whole lot of you US YouTubers that do the guest thing and there's multiple people of you on the panel. It's more like what we're doing now. I want to know about who you guys are as people, as well as providing actual information, not just hanging out, although that's fun and people will watch that. Yeah, like actually just doing something a bit different so that people are like, hey, well, this isn't same to the last video I watched. So, hey, I might check out this person again, come back for more. I mean, I'm not telling you to make shower videos a habit.
Oh, yeah.
But it was very entertaining and spicy to watch, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, reviewing, especially products nowadays, it gets boring doing the same stuff because after you do it like a mech mod 5 or 6 times, they all start looking alike and they just get pretty boring and people get kind of bored watching the video. So you got to kind of spice things up a bit, change it up, and I see the whole VAPing thing as a topic in chat. I don't agree. VAPing is very unhealthy. It's very unsanitary. It's very hygienic. I do agree with that. It was more of just a funny video, but VAPing is nasty. It's very nasty. I would never, if you ever see those little VAP caddies, like those things you put in the bathroom and it holds your mod and your e-juice, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, they make me cringe.
Yeah. I've seen those, I'm like, no.
Yeah. Anyone who's going to leave their mod in the bathroom like the entire time while you just go in and use it, and it's just...
Ew.
Keep it fun.
Ew. Megan, have you thought of anything random to ask Mark? I just realised I'm doing all the talking. As per usual. If you guys hadn't figured it out already, I'm Batman, she's Robin.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I did say before we started the show that you'd be doing a lot of the talking. I mean, the only thing that I have, it's more of a request. Simply because I know that my dad watches your videos. And when he found out that you were going to be on the show, Mark, he just about lost his mind. So my request is if you can do like a shout out to my dad, Steve. He would lose his shit.
Steven? Steven. Okay, I don't know how to do shout outs. I feel so like stupid doing shout outs. Shout out to Steven. What's up, Steven? I don't know how to shout out.
There you go, you just did it.
Okay. I don't know how to do shout outs. I have no idea.
The only thing I had is like shout out to my dad. That'll be just awesome.
I do feel bad.
He'd be like, yeah, he said my name.
The fact that your dad watches my videos, I feel bad for him because I don't see how he can sit through my videos.
Her dad's cool. Her dad is very
awesome. Yeah, he watches like a number of reviewers and before I ended up like on the shows, he would say, oh, have you seen this video? And he would pop up like your video and stuff and say, oh yeah, we'd sit there and we'd watch it, sort of talk about it and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, that looks like a good item to come look into.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Lord, I do appreciate it.
Okay, so separate of your reviews, because I'm looking at your awesome mod stand behind you, that epic shelf, wall of vape. How long have you been collecting? Is it only been since you've been reviewing? Like, I'm looking at all of that gear, and yes, you get sent things for review by companies. However, were you collecting before that, or is that just a collection since you started being a reviewer?
No, in the beginning, when I started kind of reviewing, I would buy products and I would sell them to kind of fund my channel. So I would go out and buy like an RDA that costs like $100. I would use it, review it, and then I would sell it to fund the next purchase that I would review. So I really didn't start collecting shortly after. Maybe, I don't know, 3-4 months after reviewing, I guess. Because really, I mean, honestly, I only need like 3-4 maybe really good mods. Like half this stuff on the shelf never gets touched. I mean, occasionally I'll pull something off that I want to use, but usually none of it gets used. And people are probably like, why don't you give it away? It's like, I do a million giveaways, but it's always good to hold on to certain things, because when I do reviews for like a version 2 or version 3, it's always good to have the first version handy so I can compare the two side by side. So even though if I don't use, like, let's say the whatever 200 from Hot Sig, it's always good to have it there, so when version 2 comes out or another one comes out, I have something to compare it to. And I usually just keep the stuff that I really love.
I love your shelf. I love staring at it. I'm listening to you half your shows, and the rest of the time I'm just staring at your awesomeness and jealousy.
Like in the beginning, like if you go through like really old videos, you'll see like 3 mods, and then like the next week you'll see 4, 5, and you'll see my collection slowly building up. It's pretty cool the way it slowly builds up. Like I didn't just pop on the screen and have like a whole shelf. It like there was a day when there were just 2 mods sitting there on this big bare shelf. It was funny.
Okay, right. Well, just in saying that, I did say I wasn't going to ask you, but I am just because it flows. Separate of what you've reviewed, although it could be one and the same, out of that awesome shelf, do you have an all-time favorite, as in whether regardless of whether or not you use it, but like I will never sell this? Do you have that one mod?
I have a. Oh, I have to grab it. Let's see. I have this one and that one. So regardless of like the stuff I really love, these are mods that I like don't even use anymore. But for instance, my original authentic Nemesis, I like never sell it, even though I never use it. It just as back in the day when I was into mech mods, like I had to wait up till like 2 or 3 in the morning just to get one of these things on the website. The Hannah, this is the DNA 30, I think. I stood in line for like 4 hours at Vape Bash, paid $250 for this thing. Now it's probably worth like $30, but I'll just never sell it for that reason. And then my mom's CX box, this was like my first true like cool device. Like before when I started getting into custom box mods, and this one I just never sell.
Oh, that's awesome. See, those are the sorts of mods that, like I say, separate of you doing reviews, they're in your collection and they're something that have a little bit more sentimentality to you in regards to all those many mods and accessories that you have now accumulated.
Yeah, there's a few, like the SX Mini, that's one like I'll never sell. Like I have my original K-Fun Lite sitting there, like I'll never sell that. I'll never use it, but I'll never sell it. I mean, I have a few items here and there that I'll just never sell for some reason, you know, that have been there since like long ago.
My flatmates decided to boil the jug. Awesome. Right. I hope it's not coming through too loud, but I'm aware it's like just over there. Okay, so Mr. Gizzard Stew, love you, darling, out there in the chat box. He keeps saying one particular line, and I'm not sure if he's referring to myself or to you, but I'm going to throw it to you. People want to see your nipple. Show us a nipple, Mark.
I thought we can't do this on the show.
Yeah. Look, hey, my mouth's clean. Ooh. There you go, everybody. Marky showed nipple. That, honey, I made you do that because that is to make up for the fact that last week on your show, you said you were going to come on my show in a bikini. So people don't forget these things, darling, and I don't forget that you stated that as well. So I made you pop a nipple because you're not wearing a bikini for me.
I didn't know I had to be really... I didn't know I had to be good for the show, like clean, or else I would have came on with a bikini.
I probably would have not allowed you to wear the bikini, but a little bit of nipple's okay. Mum, look away about then. We're all good. At least it wasn't a horrible, hairy nipple. You got a nice clean. It's okay.
I have just normal hair. I'm not super hairy like a lot of people out there. AKA Brandon, he's very hairy. This guy, he's a hairball.
That was just for you, Gizzy. I'm just watching that chat.
Yeah, I think he's very hairy too. He seems like a very hairy guy. Very hairy.
Oh, Gizzy?
Yeah.
Some of those photos he puts up, it just looks like a wild wildebeest man.
Yeah, I think he's hairy.
Sorry, Moochie, I just had to do it to Mark. I can't be a good little angel all of the time, guys.
I hope Randall, I think Randall's a guy and you got a boner off that. That's man, it's not good. Sorry, Randall.
See, there are people that love you out there, Mark, and it's not just the females.
It's only men.
Only the men want to see your body parts. That's not true. I'm the one that called out the nipples, so.
Technically, Giz did.
I made a face.
Oh, well, yes, technically Giz did, but, you know.
So, yeah.
I still want to claim it, thanks. I'll still claim it.
I don't think Steven's going to like that too much.
Yeah, I don't know about whether or not you'll love it. He'll probably be like, okay.
It's okay, Steve. Long time running joke. It's okay.
It's fine, Dad. Just keep watching.
Funny. Is there anything you want to actually ask us, Mark? Because I'm aware that like we hang out off camera a bit, and you probably know more about me off camera than you've actually gauged from me and my interactions on the show. But here we are on show, on camera. Is there anything you want to ask me or Megan?
I like to know how Megan learned how to build those awesome coils that she builds, because that's something you just don't learn overnight.
How do I learn them?
How long did it take you to learn to make those coils? Let's put it that way.
Well, it wasn't very long. When I started vaping, I started with drippers, so I didn't get like a tank with pre-built coils. So I was building my own coils from the get-go. I kind of put it through. I would learn a build and try and master that first before I kind of moved on to the next one. So I started with like really, really simple basic macro coils, and as soon as I kind of nailed those and was able to do them perfectly, I then moved on to the next step up, I guess. So this is like twisted and stuff. So when I came across like the Alien, for instance, like the first time I ever came across that, there weren't any video tutorials on how to do it, and so I was kind of trying to go off photos, but I had also realized that there was a step in doing the Alien that I was doing wrong. So when a video went out, I was able to see that, oh, okay, so this is where I went wrong, and it was me putting the Alien wire back onto the 3 cores. And once I got that, it was like, yeah, finally got it. And yeah, I don't use swivels, which is kind of hard for like a lot of people to believe. And I do intend on actually setting up a swivel setup at some point, hopefully very soon, to try and so I can make longer pieces of like the Alien or anything else like that, because I only do enough to sort of build 1, maybe 2 coils for myself. So with the intention of me trying to sell any of my builds, I have to have like some sort of swivel setup in order to do it. But yeah, I picked it up quite quickly. I guess the only way that I can probably explain how I was able to pick up making coils so quickly is I can take instruction if it is given really, really well and mimic. I'm very good at mimicking things. So yeah, that's probably how I was able to sort of pick up on how to do my builds.
Did it take you like weeks or months to learn like the really difficult builds?
Like
I've been trying for like forever and I still can't make those builds.
Yeah. So like the Alien, for instance, is probably like one of the hardest builds to do, because especially when I do it freehand. Mm-hmm. But yeah, once I got the tutorial and I was able to get that Alien wire back on there, how it's supposed to go on, I was pretty much able to get it just about every single time. I didn't take weeks or anything. It was a matter of like a lot of the builds before the Alien, I pretty much got them straight off the bat. The Alien took a little bit of practice. I still get a little bit of a hit and miss with that particular build. But other than that, I'm still working on trying to build up my success rate with that particular build. I've done other things like the staple staggered fuse Clapton, and I've only done that once because the ribbon is so fickle to play with.
What she's failing to say, actually, Mark, is that her OCD is what made her so good at coil building. She won't share it until it's perfect.
OCD is not necessarily a bad thing. Trust me. I have like mild OCD, and it just means that you want to make things perfect. But it also means that sometimes you'll like keep doing and doing and doing the same thing until you get it perfect.
Yeah, I mean, when I first tried to do the absolute fail. And but when I saw the tutorial and I tried it again, I succeeded at it. There's very few times where I'll have like a failed with a build that I try for the first time, but there isn't very many. The only ones that I can actually think of off the top of my head where I've tried to make it and failed time and time again is probably the staple helix or something like that. Although with that particular build, I only tried it once, and I was like, "Nah, I'm not trying that one again."
And out of all those coils, what is your preferred coil to vape on? Like, what coil do you get the best vape out of? Because I hear a lot of people say
like the number one.
The Alien, okay.
I really like that one. But like I've mentioned to like a number of people when it comes to making that, I have like a love-hate relationship with it. But yeah, it's the build that I get the most enjoyment vape-wise out of. I tried like a radiator once, and I would never ever do that again because the amount of effort that goes into it, and the vape that I got off it was so mediocre. Like there wasn't really much flavor to it, and it's like it's like, why do people make this? It takes so long.
A lot of coils, I get from what I'm told, like some of the coils are just like for photos, like on Instagram, like they're not even usable coils. Some people just make them just to take a photo of them.
Yeah, a lot of the ones that I've been building, they have to meet my vape requirements. Like I basically consider myself like a flavor chaser, so that's why I like the Alien, is because I get a decent amount of flavor from it, and it produces like a decent cloud off it. But yeah, every build that I've tried, like the zipper coil, for instance, I won't really do that one because it spits. But that's the only experience that I've had from that. So I mean, it's not bad, but it's not enjoyable for me. And I guess the other one that I really liked, even though I've only done it once, was like that staple staggered fuse Clapton. That one was a really good flavor coil for me as well. It's just having the time to be able to actually make it, because so many steps go into making the damn thing. So it's too fiddly. Whereas the Alien's a bit easier for me now.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite coil that you build, Mark?
That I build, or that
you build?
Just the regular Canthal coil. No, I buy it. Like I can make a Clapton coil. It just takes me forever to do it, but I use like one of those coil jigs that automatically make it for you. But I like just regular fuse Claptons. Like Aliens are nice, but I mean, of course I don't make the Aliens. I've had a few people send me Alien coils, and a lot of them they pop a lot. They're real poppy. Like the juice gets caught up in between the coils, and they just sizzle and crack and pop. And I know a lot of vapors like that, but personally I don't like that. I just do fuse Clapton is like just my go-to all the time. That's just what I use.
Yeah, fuse Claptons are good. I like those for if I'm just trying to be, well, if I don't have time to build, it'll be Claptons and fuse Claptons that I'll end up making.
What about you, Mox? Do you build coils, or do you have someone build
I don't build anything greater than a Clapton for myself, but I will quite happily rep lots of our builders' coils, Megan's included, and there's a few other awesome builders in the country as well. And out there in the chat box, we've got IVAP Australia, who's Jackie in the chat box, but her partner Shane, who's the other half of their business. And he sends me coils from Australia as well. Stitch Aliens, I think, are the last lot that I got from him. And I've got some Squid Dude coils in the house at the moment as well.
What's your favorite coil, like type or style, or?
For me to vape, probably a staggered fuse Clapton. It gives me both. It gives me the flavour that I want, as well as decent vapor production for a daily vape. Obviously competitions and all of that, which I don't enter very often. A little bit different scenario. Obviously you're all about the vapor for them, but for a daily, a staggered fuse Clapton gives me everything that I need in a daily vape.
And what milligram do you guys vape? Because I always hear, like, in other countries, people vape a very high milligram.
I go between 0 and 3.
0 and 3. What about you?
I'm the same. Yeah, 0 and 3. Quite often on all of these shows that I do, I'll be vaping 0 because I just chain vape. If I'm out and about or I need a nick hit, then yeah, I will pick up a 3 and I will chain vape on a 3 and get that nick hit and then go back to a 0.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's much what I'm going through at the moment, like with the 2 setups that I have. Like Vanilla Custard's a 3, my Nuveloso's Earth is 0.
Most of mine are on 0 at the minute.
And you're an ex-smoker, right, Moxley?
Yes, I smoked for 24 years.
And you're able to do 0, like, and not get like all crabby, achy without any nicotine?
I'm glad you actually brought this up. I have yet to do my story with Permit on his Fog podcast, but I am not addicted to nicotine. Regardless of the smoking for so many years, my addiction is hand-to-mouth. So something as an advocate I'm always saying to people is figuring out what your addiction is and working out your individual psychology for the reason why they smoke. And a lot of that will come back to, are you actually addicted to the nicotine, hand to mouth, or is it just habit because it's been there so long? For me, I know 100% I have hand to mouth addiction, which chewing on a pen. I've got fingernails currently, and I haven't had fingernails for this long, this period, a long period in my life since I started vaping, because I would always be chewing my nails, chewing my fingers even. So there's always been something that, for as bad as it sounds, I always like putting things in my mouth. So mine isn't a nicotine addiction, so I can easily vape 0 and it'd be fine. But you will always see me constantly chain vaping because either something in my hand or something that I'm.
So you can vape 0 for like a week and you'll be fine?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I wasn't addicted to vaping until I started like flying to vape expos and being in an airport for like 3 or 4 hours. Like I started like, I think I'm probably addicted to nicotine. I would assume I still am.
I have no doubt that there's a degree of it there, especially in times of stress. I mean, that's when, for myself, and I know there's a lot of people out there the same who will stress smoke and you just chain smoking back, whether you smoked Tailies, TaylorMades, or Rollies, the roll your owns. We've got lots of slang in New Zealand, so I hope everyone's keeping up with the way I speak.
Rollies.
Rollies, yeah. So I've been vaping 26, 27 months now, and I've always been under the impression, and I could be wrong, but a statistic I've always run with, that TaylorMades are around 24 meg and Rollies are around 12, separate of all the other carcinogens that are in them, just the nicotine levels. So when you get a stressful event and you get the chain vape on, the chain smoking on, and you're getting that mad nicotine rush, that's what's releasing endorphins and the dopamine in your body. You can still actually mimic those things for your body by chain vaping at 0. So regardless of for myself, remember this is just my scenario, regardless of needing nicotine in times of stress, you can actually just create those chemical releases in your body by chain vaping at zero because the actions are still the same. So there's psychology behind all of it. I'm getting all technical here. I don't want your eyes to glaze over, Mark.
I totally agree because I was, I know when you quit smoking, you're withdrawing or you're trying to come off nicotine, and I think you're also a little bit addicted to all this stuff that's also in cigarettes, all the other chemicals. I think just coming off straight nicotine is a little bit easier than coming off cigarettes. Because when I came off cigarettes, it was a nightmare. I was going through all kinds of crazy stuff. Like up and down mood swings and this and that and tired one day, happy the next. It was like crazy. That was the worst probably like couple of weeks ever was coming off cigarettes. Even though I went to vaping, I still think I was kind of withdrawing from some of the chemicals that were in cigarettes.
Yeah, and that's predominantly what it is. It comes back to the psychology, and people have just got to wrap their minds around what they're doing with the transition. There's always going to be a withdrawal period because there's all those other chemicals in cigarettes for you to actually detoxify from. And, people, not everybody, but there is a lot of ignorance out there in regard to what they've been smoking for so long. And people will go on about how crook they feel, not well. I'm aware there's a few comments going on about things that I'm saying in my speech. Coming off anything when you're detoxifying, your body's got to release that shit. And I've heard so many people say vaping is making me worse in their transition period, but they forget that they've got to get rid of all that other crap that's in their body as well from so many years of smoking. And it's not just about the nicotine.
Yeah. Because even though I was still putting nicotine in my body, I was still withdrawing from the other stuff. I mean, it was a quick, like maybe a week or two, but it was crazy. It was some weird stuff.
Yeah, totally. Now, I'm aware what the time is, honey, so if you need to bail, then you do your thing. I don't have any more specific questions, but I wanted people to see you interact and chat with us the way I have chatted with you off screen before, and not necessarily your smart ass persona that is on all of the other vape shows. Even though we love you being a smart ass, darling, I find you really funny. But I wanted people to see the Mark behind VAPNFAGAN.
The real Mark.
The real Mark. Well, a snippet of him anyway.
I'm not bipolar by any means, but I do have multiple personalities.
Awesome.
So, yeah. But I do appreciate you having me on. I hate to take off so early, just that I did my show for 2 hours and another show for an hour. And it's like, I hate YouTube now.
Oh, yeah, and it's perfectly fine. And I totally knew that would be the case. But I appreciate you taking the time, being that I am aware how late it is over in the US right now. Well, for you anyway, in Chicago. I appreciate you taking the time to come and hang and talk real with us, not just be all about titties and ass.
Hey, now.
Yeah.
I'm a clean guy. I don't, I know when to have fun, like when and how to have fun and when to be, polite and professional. I know how to do it. I know how to act. Let's put it that way.
Oh, actually, I do have one more question for you that I just saw out in chat before. What were you doing before you were on YouTube?
Before I became a stay-at-home dad, I was actually a tractor-trailer mechanic. 9 to 5, blue-collar job, yeah.
Wow, I so can't even see that.
It was like just the typical life. Just work, come home, sleep on the weekends, go out, party, drink, and then Sunday morning regret going out and drinking and doing it all over again.
So you were just a normal Joe Blogs guy, and then you became a infamy on YouTube.
Yeah, now I party in this room. This is where my parties are at. My parties are on YouTube now. I don't do the crazy wild stuff anymore like I used to.
That's why you've got shows like Derailed, although I am aware it's taking a wee hiatus for now.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Or I feel crazy or wild, I'll just do something like that.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah, you bail if you need to, honey. There's like mad craziness going on out here in the chat box. I'm trying to keep up, everybody,
I can
but
hang out with you guys. I don't care. I've got nothing better to do right now. I'm not tired.
yeah, you're not tired? Sweet. You can keep hanging. We do have a couple of little things that we wanted to talk about separate of you being with us. So you're welcome to just chill and put your input in if you want.
Take it away, Moxley.
Take it away. Okay, so I would really love some feedback from you guys actually about this new screen we've got going on here. There's this scrolling bar across the bottom. The boys used it on their IWI, sorry, I had to get the name right, on their, sorry, I said it wrong even, the Vaping IWI show that was on Saturday here in New Zealand, Friday night for the US. The boys have been using this scrolling bar. I really liked it, so I stole the concept from them. I'd really like some feedback. If you guys like it, is it a good way to get information while we're talking? Is it distracting? Because I am aware it's constantly scrolling. So some feedback on that would, yeah, be awesome. And so in that scrolling bar right there, we have information which is also down in the description. Is a link for, and it's a prototype link, so obviously you're not looking at a proper URL, for a new Australasian vaping magazine that we've started, an online digital magazine, pretty much covering information for here in New Zealand and Australia, so Australasian covering both countries. And that's pretty much a digital magazine for vapers by vapers, and there's interactive sections on it. You can upload your Instagram photos and be part of what's being shown on the page. You can send in information, articles. It's interactive. We want the community to be a part of it with us. It's not just a crew of us back here, you know, editorial styles being all proper magazine. So yeah, down in that description, and yeah, like I say, there's info about that scrolling past on the bar as well. Go and hit that link. Let us know what you think about it. Even if you're in the US and you're like, nah, that website's crap, you guys should just scrap it, or maybe if you did this, it would look better. You know, some feedback. It's real fresh. We're still getting our vendors on board. Oh, excuse me. We're still getting our vendors on board to cover that vendor section, and all of that will be clicked straight to the vendors' sites and what have you. Once we've got a few vendors on board and they pay for their advertising section, then we'll be able to purchase a proper URL with the magazine name in it. So like I say, it's still all very much in process stage while we're getting that set up, but we're looking for feedback from the community about what you're seeing. Do you like what you're seeing? Can you see where it's going? Yeah, thoughts. That would be really cool. So you can leave comments on this video if you want, or hit me a message, throw me a message on the Ohm Kiwis page on Facebook, which is also down in the description. And yeah, let us know. There's a few of us that are involved with that in the background. Tom at Renaissance Vapes is one of those people. You can also throw him a message if you want to give some feedback about that magazine as well. There's a few of us that you can totally contact in regards to letting us know your thoughts on that. Some other things going on next week. I'm in Auckland. Next week, both me and Megan are in Auckland. We have 510 Vape Day going on next Sunday in New Zealand, so that'll be Saturday for you guys in the US. And so, okay, now it gets confusing. We've got two shows coming up, one being Saturday and one being my normal show on the Monday. These are New Zealand times. So the Saturday show is the boys, the Vaping IWI, and me and Megan's normal show, the Ohm Kiwis, on the Monday. When all four of us are together is the Ohm IWI show. Just to get all confusing on those names, but we've got two shows with all of us back to back while we're all in one place in the country. that's going to be really cool. We're drawing our giveaways. So if you want a chance to win here from this channel, a Twisted Messes 2 1-to-1 Tobacco clone, but a Twisted Messes 2 nonetheless is up for grabs. If you go and throw a comment onto episode 1 of the OHM IWI on my channel here, you can enter that giveaway. And over on the boys channel is episode 3 is the Lantaka RDA giveaway, and throw a comment on that video and you'll be in to win for both. That's all you need to do, is just comment on the videos. We'd like it if you watch them and threw them a thumbs up, but you know, if you just comment on them, you're in to win. So we're drawing both those giveaways in a week. You've got 1 week left to enter for both of them, and that's global shipping. Don't worry about where you are, you could still be in to win. So that's going to be really cool, all 4 of us hanging out. It's going to be interesting. There'll be some crazy banter. Obviously me and Megan have hung out and met many times as we've been to Vape Mix all over the country together. Same with my cousin Cam, who is out there in chat box under the Vaping Iwi name, and Renaissance Vapes is out there in the chat box under his name. Tom is under Renaissance Vapes in the chat box, I should say. And I haven't met Tom before, so I don't think Megan has either. So it's going to be quite cool, all 4 of us hanging out and meeting Tom for the first time in the flesh. And that vape meet that we're all meeting up for is at the other end of the country to where I am right now, so it's a few hours away. So that's going to be quite cool. Travel the country to go and like chill. And yeah, okay, so there's
Correction, Mox. I have Tom.
Cool, do it.
It was brief, but I did meet him. He was at the at Jono's opening.
Oh, of course. Right, I forgot about that. Sorry, my bad. My bad. So I'm the only one that hasn't met Tom then. It's still going to be fun. It's still going to be fun. I actually randomly have a vape-related question for you, Mr. VAPNFAGAN.
And I have a vape-related answer, hopefully.
This is from Kathy. So,
Kathy's drunk.
Kennedy Ruby or the Able, honey? Just to throw a vape one in there.
I am not a mech guy. I couldn't tell you anything about which mech is better than the other. It's hardly often you see a mech in my hand. I'm all regulated. I'm all about that regulation.
Cool, that's awesome. Kathy, go up to me. I don't know the Kennedy Ruby, but Able, honey. Go Able. I am all about my mechs, but yeah, I don't actually have many. I've had 2-3 mods die on me in the last 2 weeks. I'm feeling quite crushed right now. I need a shelf like yours, Mark.
You need a who to what? I'm sorry, I was talking to somebody in chat, not paying attention.
I want a shelf like yours. I've had 3 mods die on me in the last 2 weeks.
Damn.
I know, right? And I only have like.
You see how hard it is to do?
8.
You see how hard it is to do a show and also pay attention to chat?
Yes. I've been getting a few comments lately about looking like I'm disinterested when people are talking, and I apologize. It's my resting bitch face while I'm reading the chat box. I'm totally not disinterested. There's just always so much going on when there's a live show happening. And keeping up with that chat box, my one's not so bad, but keeping up with your chat on your show is insane.
Yeah, it gets really crazy. William Anderson, have you tried the lemon tart from Dinner Lady? That stuff is spot on lemon. That shit's good and does not taste like cleaner. Really good if you like lemon.
Just for Tom, Redux Renaissance Vapes does not taste like cleaner, and it is a lemon drops. Tastes like lemon candy to me, not a cleaner. So yeah, that's a good one, and I know for a fact that Cam has been spamming Renaissance E-Liquid's link out there, so go and try some of Tom's juice. It doesn't taste like cleaner. I don't know the one that you're talking about, Mark. I need to try some more American liquids.
Are you talking about the Dinner Lady line?
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe it's just me, but I think Phenom also agree with me on this one. But I don't like any of their other juices, just their lemon tart. That's the only one I think that's like good out of the line. But that's just my opinion. But I know Phenom loves the lemon one, the lemon tart. It's just good.
It's quite interesting, that lemon one, how it does have, in certain blends, it really does taste like Cleaner or Pledge, which is a brand name here in New Zealand, but I think you guys know what that is over in the US. It's a type of furniture cleaner stuff, and yeah, it smells like lemon.
That's actually a brand of taco seasoning over here.
Really?
No, I'm joking. It's a whipped cream.
I was just going to say that is like the most randomest name for taco seasoning, if that's the case.
Like a chicken taco with some Pledge, please.
Yeah, I reckon. Shout out for UST. Love the fact that you're hanging out in chat, honey. I love a good lemon vape when it's done right. Like, yeah, there are many out there that taste like cleaners, and for me, Redux doesn't, which is why I totally will rip it, because it's one of the few that, for me at least, my palate, it's on point to candy, lemon candy. I like my candy.
I haven't tried, let's see, I haven't tried the Tornado one by them, and I haven't tried the Lady Boss white chocolate hazelnut. I haven't found any good chocolates at all. The only chocolate that somewhat came close to a chocolate was the one by Philip Rock or Animal. It was like a chocolate cookie. That was like the only one that came slightly close to tasting like chocolate. But then again, I haven't tried many chocolate vapes.
Chocolate's another one that's quite difficult to get right. There are a few out there. Again, like what me and Megan might have tried, it would be so limited compared to what you've got at your fingertips in the US. But
Yeah,
I've always found that it's a hard one to nail, the chocolates.
Coffee, too. Coffee's a really hard one. The only coffee vape I like is Mike's Glory Hole. And I'm not trying to kiss ass to Mike, but this is the only one I found that I like when it comes to coffee. It doesn't taste like burnt. Usually coffee tastes like burnt, either burnt coffee or like burnt popcorn. But this one's spot on when it comes to coffee.
Oh, well, that actually leads me to a valid question. So I'm not sure if he's out there in chat or not. Holla if you are, Mike. But Mike's hit that juice range. Obviously, I haven't tried any. I need to. But I see all of you guys hyping it. All of you guys are vaping on it, which is great, awesome, you know, showing the support, and lots of people are buying it and trying it. Is it really as good as you guys are all hyping it to be?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their favorites out of the line. He has like 2 lines. He has I forgot what he calls them, but he pretty much has, I think, 6 liquids. He has the Monkey Nuts. That's my one favorite out of the line. Then he has the peach one, which is, I'm just going to screw all this up. Hopefully Mike's not watching. But he has the peach one, and then he has, what's the other one? Another, Monkey Nuts is a banana nut bread, I believe. Then he has a peach one. Then he has another banana one. So Monkey Nuts is my favorite out of that line. And then the donut line, the raspberry donut, the Raz Hole, and then the Glory Hole are my favorite. The other one's a blueberry donut, but I'm not really a blueberry fan. But it seems like the most popular ones that people always talk about are the Raz Hole and the Glory Hole and the Monkey Nuts. But I mean, you know, different strokes, different folks, but his line is actually pretty popular. And it's not just because he's Mike Vapes, it's actually some pretty good shit.
That's what I always see, that people are like, oh, you know, it's just popular because it's Mike. Well, if it's good product, then the line's going to sell itself, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't even, when he sent out the juices for review, I didn't even want to review it because it was Mike, because we do a show together and this and that, and I just didn't want to review it because people are going to assume it's good, you know. But it actually is good stuff. Like Monkey Nuts and the Glory Hole and the Raz Hole are the ones that I vape all the time. Because, like I said, it's the only coffee vape that I actually think tastes good out of all the ones I've tried.
Do you have like an absolute ultimate favorite? I'm totally not going to ask you any vape questions, and that's where we've gone.
Ultimate favorite juice that's always in the house. Like, if it's not in the house, there's a problem. It's going to be Banana Bondage. Adore you.
Yeah. Shout out big loves to Tony.
And my wife, same way. That's all she vapes too is Banana Bondage. I don't know what the hell she is, but it's perfect.
That is one of the few that I can say that both me and Megan have here in New Zealand.
That shit's like gold.
I've just finished my Banana Bondage, actually. My gold out of her range is Strawberry Submission. I love it. And second behind that would probably be 80s Yogurt. So there's a big shout out to Fresh too, because he created that. Love Dawn. Love what she's doing. Oh my God, with the advocacy, the 50%, I'm going to do a wee plug for Dawn now, 50% of Banana Bondage goes to advocacy, and if you buy 80s Yogurt Concentrate, then 100% of those profits, 100%, the whole lot goes to advocacy if you buy some 80s Yogurt. So yeah, that is, sorry, I just got distracted by a message.
Yeah, see, it doesn't, like, messages and Facebook and chat always throws you off. You could be like, why don't you talk to us in chat? It's like, I can't do two things at once.
So no, that was a producer message going on there. I just saw Shane's comment out in the chat. I do know the hype. That's what made me ask about it. I have seen the hype everywhere, but because I haven't tried the product, I wanted to know if the hype was real. And yeah, it's sometimes a little bit biased to ask someone like Mark when you guys are mates and you hang out and you do several shows together. But I think you're always gonna give an honest opinion whether he's a mate or not. You know, if the juice is shit, well, it wouldn't be selling, and it is. So I guess it's good.
It's usually, like, the way I do it, like, I'll vape a juice, and if it's nasty, usually I don't talk about it or review it, but sometimes, you know, I'll be vaping it and I'll let people know it tastes like shit. But in Mike's case, like, if it sucked, I just wouldn't have reviewed it, you know, because I didn't want to feel like going through that hassle and that shit of, like, you know, saying, oh yeah, I don't like Mike's juice and blah blah blah. I just wouldn't have reviewed it if I didn't like it. But it's actually pretty damn good stuff.
Sweet, that's awesome. Like, I'm keen to try the
I want to try Sophie.
What did you say? The Raz Hole, the raspberry one?
The Raz Hole and the Glory Hole. The Glory Hole is a coffee donut. That's the best. And then the Raz Hole's next up. The blueberry is good, but I'm just not a blueberry person, so I really can't speak on blueberry because I haven't had many blueberry vapes. But next up, I want to try Sophie's. I'm going to stalk her until she sends me some.
Oh, what's her range called? I'd heard she'd released one, but I don't know what it's called.
It's either Zophilicious or Zophilicious.
Ah, okay. I will have to do a hunt around and see if I can find it. The hype on Monkey Nuts is real. I'll have to take your word for it, Awa.
It is. Sure. And it's not a Banana Bondage replacement. It's different. Just like Joe Turner just came out with a banana custard, I think it is. Some people were thinking it was going to be like competition with Banana Bondage, but it's different.
That's another one. I need to message Joe and be like, hey, I want to try your juice. You guys always hyped him.
He's never sent you any?
No, I need to message him. I need to talk to him. I've spoken to him a few times and met him in the G spot and what have you. But
it's really cool.
Yeah, he is a cool guy. So just for his tea, Joe Turner. Joe Turner. And I'm aware of actually a few Kiwis that have tried Joe's juice. We've got a few Kiwis. Well, I'm going to call them Kiwis because they've live here now, and I'm thinking of more than one person, but there is one I've got in mind. I don't know if he's out in chat right now. Chris is from the UK. He's one of our New Zealand vapers, and I'm aware that he went back to the UK recently, and he picked up some of Joe's juice and brought it home with him. So there is Joe's, is it Royal Vapes? Have I got that right? Is that his juice line name? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm aware there are some Royal Vapes in New Zealand and a couple of others that have purchased it and tried it, but I have yet to. And yeah, Joe, I'm going to message you because I want to try some. I want to do a review on my show for you, honey.
I think it's Chachi Vapes, Cream Pop. He or she was talking about. When I first got it, it was the Coolada was a little too strong, that like menthol feeling you get, but I've kept the cap off mine for like days and days, and that Coolada really mellows out, and it actually becomes a lot better. But it's still like, it's a good vape, but it's not like an all-day vape just because of that Coolada that's in it. It's still pretty damn good.
Awesome. Okay, I've just received another question of a serious note for you. If you were giving somebody advice, whether or not you put any value into them as an individual and where they might go, but if you were giving out generic advice about the easiest way to get into YouTube videos and reviewing, what would you say to those people?
I always get a lot of those questions, and what I hate most is that somewhere in the question it says, how do I get free products? Because that's all they're really concerned about, is the free product thing. The free product part of it is nice in the beginning. It's cool because you get free shit, but that slowly goes away because you just get so much stuff and so much crap, and then you get all these companies just like calling you and emailing you and saying, oh, when's this going to be done? When's this going to be done? And it's like, oh, it becomes a headache. It's when you get vape mail, like when reviewers get vape mail, you think they'd be excited, but it's more of a headache than anything. But I mean, before I would tell people, you know what? Start reviewing what you have. Just review everything that you own right now. And if they say, well, yeah, but you know, the shit I got has already been reviewed 100 times, but still put your own little spin on the video, like put your own personality in it. And if people like your personality, then your videos are going to take off regardless of what you're reviewing. And then if a company, you know, if companies like your videos or they like your personality, then they're going to contact you. And usually in the beginning, like I know when I started, it starts off with juice. Companies contact you to review the juice, and then, you know, it slowly takes off from there. It's all about your personality. There's no real way to kind of like force it or like, you know, just make it. I mean, you just got to kind of do it and see what happens, but it's always good to start off with what you already own and just see what happens. But I hate saying this, but just with the way things are lately, it's even harder to get into it because products are slowing down little by little, and it's a lot harder to get into things now. But a lot of channels that get a lot of attention are like how-to channels and building channels. If you know how to build coils, or if you know how to, you know, do a lot of how-to stuff, people love videos like that. Like if you do like how to build a Clapton coil, or how to you know, coil up your K-Fun, people love videos like that. So you don't necessarily have to review products. You can do coil tutorials and stuff like that. Put a different spin on it. So that way it's not, you know, there's so many reviewers out there and it gets boring. You got to offer something a little bit different, you know. But
so yeah, try and be original. Stand out from the crowd so that people and
either people are going to like or hate.
People are going to come and watch it.
Yeah. I mean, like the Vaping Bogan, like what he does, I'm pretty sure, you know, when he decided to do his thing, he was like, okay, people are going to love me or hate me. And he just did it and see what happens, and it took off, you know. It's one of those things. But it just lately, these things are a little bit harder lately. But I would just start off with what you have, and then see if anybody recognizes you from there.
Sweet, that's awesome. So just for the shout out, that wee question there was from Cam, Mr. Mini Fagan. Mini Fagan.
I don't think
he so is Mini Fagan. It's quite insane how similar you guys are.
That's scary. Very scary.
Well, it's the reason why I was like, all right, Cam, I'm going to introduce you to Mark because he idolizes you, darling. Probably maybe a little bit less now that he knows you a bit better, but
Does he own VAPNFAGAN pajamas?
I don't know if Cam owns pajamas.
Or he could start doing reviews on batteries and he could be in competition with Mooch.
I can't see that happening. Can't see that happening. Did you watch Moochie interview?
I did not.
Mark.
Was it 2 hours of battery talk?
Yeah, it really was.
Oh, yeah. That's what I missed. Don't get me wrong, I love Mooch. I love Peg, but batteries are just, yeah, I just fall asleep sometimes when it comes to battery talk.
I feel ya. I feel ya. Like I'm not a tech head, and I was so proud of myself to stay there with it. And it's like it's for the greater good. People need that information, which is why we did the show.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
People need that info.
I respect what he does, but the only reason why I couldn't do what he does is because he probably gets the same questions all the time. What's the best battery for this? What's the best battery for that? And having to repeat that over and over again would probably drive me crazy. That's why I just couldn't probably do the whole battery thing.
Just the same as your eyes glaze over when there's goes past 5 minutes of advocacy talk.
Yeah. That's why I have Addie on the show. He takes care of the advocacy.
I actually really like that you brought Addie in as to change up your regime on your show, because I remember watching your shows a few months back before Addie was there as a regular, and there would be, especially leading up to the deeming date for the FDA, and people asking you all those questions that I don't know if you just weren't
follow everything. It just,
I was just, I mean, like, I don't know if you were up to play with the info or you just didn't know how to answer them or what to tell people. Like, bringing Addie in for that segment in your show was a good move on your part, regardless about the haters who, like, advocacy is boring. That shit needs to be known and needs to be heard.
Yeah, I mean, I've always like looked for someone that can just like kind of hang out and with us and do the advocacy part, because like after the reviews and everything else, and then my kid comes home, I don't have time to go on the internet and find out all the new things and all the new regulations that are happening. It's like a lot of, and I don't get into politics and all that, so it's tough to kind of, you know, I know all the basics about what's going on, but you know, he knows everything from like state to state. Like I can never follow all that stuff. And then when I kind of found out that he kind of knows what he's talking about, and it's like, hey, why don't you come on the show? And then people are like, get him off the. They just in the very beginning they didn't like him at all. They're like, get him off the show, but now they love him. So
yeah, James just sit out there in the chat box that Addie grows on you. Yeah, he does.
yeah,
He's become a part of the furniture on your show now.
And then if he starts talking too long, you can easily cut him off and he doesn't get mad. At least I don't think.
It's like I'm half expecting Megan to do that to me sometimes, because obviously if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, Megan's just like happily like hanging out in chat and interacting with everybody out there. She's not just sitting there and not doing anything on screen. She is interacting out here in live chat, and I do a lot of the talking often. But I half expect her to cut me off sometime and just be like, Mox, just shush.
Oh no, I just let you go. It's like, nah, she's got a handle on it. It's like you're the main host of it, so I let you just take over, and I'll step in when I need to.
That's what I mean. I'm Batman, you're Robin, darling. Sidekick for Evs.
I need a cape.
No, I want the cape. We'll have capes together. Ooh, you could Kiwis capes. Also, if you guys want stickers or any cheesy merchandise like that, there are links down in the description, and Cam's been spamming them out there as well. But we don't have capes, but I might work on that. You never know. You never know. I was hoping it would have arrived by now, but it hasn't, and I leave tomorrow to go up north for a couple of weeks. But I've actually ordered one of my own merchandise. I bought a cup. I bought an Ohm Kiwis cup, Mark, and so not next week's show, but when I'm back in a couple of weeks, instead of this little stripy number, which I love my cup, but I'm going to be repping an Ohm Kiwis cup very soon, so that'll be real cool.
Yeah, I totally need to get one of those, so then that way we can both be rocking them on the show.
Yeah, merchandise. We love the merch. If you want a cup, though, that link is down there in the description. I did a whole lot of merchandise on Redbubble, which is an Australian site, but it ships globally. And yeah, there's a whole lot of merch there. If you want a duvet cover, a throw pillow, what else did I make up? Eh?
You have duvet covers?
I made some Manchester wear, yeah. What else did I make? I made cell phone covers, iPad covers. I made like the pouch that you put your tablet or your laptop into. I made Ohm Kiwis covers for them. I made a whole lot of merch. I went crazy one night. Yeah, duvet cover, totally.
You know what? My logo would look really good on that.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. It really was. And on the Facebook page, the Ohm Kiwis Facebook page, I just yesterday changed our cover photo to our Ohm Kiwis logo with lips in the background. You can't see it at the minute, but the lips are actually iconic to the fact that both me and Megan are Drippin' Dolls, and we're obviously NZ Dolls of that chapter of the Drippin' Dolls, and those lips are the Drippin' Dolls logo. So we've got on the cover photo is that cover photo image, trying to get it out right, is what's on the duvet cover. So you get a big giant lips and Ohm Kiwis in the middle.
Okay, these ones.
Oh yes, them lips. They would be my lips, by the way. I'm the creator of the Drippin' Dolls logo that's internationally everywhere. Yeah, they're my
Those
lips.
are some pretty luscious lips. I don't think those are your lips, actually. You have thinner lips. Those look more...
They're actually my lips. I got...
Seriously?
Yeah, I got a piece of paper and did the with some lipstick, and I scanned it. They are actually my lips.
Wow. I'm very impressed.
There is Drippin' Dolls merchandise out there, and New Zealand Dolls, NZ Dolls, and I also am the manager of the Australian Dolls as well, the Oz Dolls. So everywhere that you see those lips attached to the Drippin' Dolls name internationally, they're mine. Think of me, darlings. I like to share the love, you know, put the kisses out there no matter where we go. Oh, gee, that sounds all wrong, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, it's funny, like when I got this box mod and she was like, oh, so where do those lips rest? And it's like, well, when I'm using my mod, they're in my hand.
Have you ever tried to get Bogan on your show?
I've never asked Sam, actually. I could do. I've just never straight up asked him. I've got Sam on my friends list. I interact with him sometimes in some of the groups, but he is a busy man. He's recently had a second child, and his partner Claire wasn't doing too well after that second baby, so he's still around and still active, but he's backed off a little bit because family comes first. So he's been a little bit busy with fams and stuff. But yeah, no, he's always only a message away. I've just never actually asked him. I should do that. I've got a few people lined up for some shows coming up soon. I haven't put a date on it, but Ryan, Mr. Squid Dude himself, will be coming to hang out with me and Megan real soon. And as Megan does the this is my Squid Dude cap.
Megan, are you part of that whole Instagram coil contest thing that's going on, or whatever it's called? Are you aware of it?
No, I'm not aware of it. I haven't really been on Instagram that much recently. So if there's like a coil build competition thing going on there, I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, there was some kind of coil. I don't know the details on it, but I guess they give you a coil, like the name of a coil, and you got to put your own spin on it. You got to build it, and then you kind of advance to the next level, I guess. I just thought maybe you'd be part of that.
Well, I don't know. I might check it out, but yeah, I tend to I kind of shy away from like those international coil competitions.
Oh, okay.
You should get in on it, Megs.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Maybe.
well, it can't hurt to give it a go, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. It's just trying to put like another twist on another build, so it'll be.
I think that's how it is. I'm not sure exactly, or maybe they just tell you what the coil is, and I guess I don't know, but I know people have been talking about it. Coil Wars. There we go. It's called Coil Wars.
I might have a look. But check it out, see what it's all about.
Oh yeah, there's a few people out in the chat going on about it. Boy OC, is that who started it? Is that what James is saying? Oh yeah, boy Josh, he has Coil Wars up on his logo thingies up on his YouTube reviews. He's got Coil Wars up on his videos, so I wonder if he kicked it off on Instagram. Josh being one of the original members of Project Fog. Yeah, boy, I see, Josh. Totally. I tried to get him on Project Fog the other week when I hosted it on my channel, actually, but he was unavailable. We had a good chat, though. He's a cool dude.
So, are there any original members of Project Fog, or are they just handed off each week to someone different? Is that how it works, or?
Robbie is the current original member who we try and have on every show that when it is going around all of the other channels. So that was just something exciting that they tried to change Fog up for them and their style of that show was to start moving it around channels, and became like a thing, hashtag find the fog, and you know, hunt down whose channel is it on this week sort of thing. But Robbie Vapes, who's in Canada, is one of the originals who tries to be on all of those shows as it moves around. He's not always able to be, but as far as I'm aware, recently at least I should say, he's the only original that's been on most of them. I think we've got, no, I gotta remember this right, I'm probably gonna miss someone. Josh, Homeboy OC, and Vaping Heathen, and Robbie Vapes, and I think it's either those three or there's one more as well that I'm forgetting. They are the originals. So Robbie is the only one currently interacting out of the original crew as it moves around.
Ooh.
Are you bored, Mark? Somebody said you're looking really bored.
No, that's Josh. His name's Trunkin. He's one of my homosexual stalkers. He likes sending me photos of his man parts occasionally.
Oh, awesome. So, got a nice little Josh collection of dick pics?
Yeah, he likes coming in, chat, and trolling. He tries to troll, but he doesn't do a good job of it.
It's awesome. And this is what I was saying before, like when we interact in live chat and try and keep up with what the chat's doing, and like you were saying before about how your camera's off to the side and you're always looking at the monitor. It's like me looking down right now. I'm looking at you on my laptop, whereas my camera's up here. So I've got to keep remembering to look up and look at our audience. That whole, you look bored or you're not paying attention. Well, I'm reading the live chat, trying to keep on top of all of it.
Yep. It's hard to do.
I've watched you on your show and that fucking chat box going. It's like, I'm usually out there in the chat box and I have difficulty keeping up with it, and you're trying to run a show as well. I give you props to that, like dealing with so many out there at once for your shows.
Yeah, it's tough to do. It's fun trying to pay attention to chat and everything else, but usually I rely on ST or someone to take over the show, but they usually just sit there and watch chat also. You have like 6 people there looking at chat for a couple minutes, and the show just gets quiet. It's hard not to pay attention to chat with all the crazy shit they sometimes talk about.
I know, right? As I'm answering stuff in chat right now.
Yep.
What's ST? What the fucking about? Oh, bless. Okay, not going to repeat that one. Funny.
It's been mailed, Joshua Truckin' Reynosa. Yeah, Hank wasn't original. From what I heard, Hank, I don't know, are we allowed to like talk about Hank, or I think
I don't know. I'm not aware of any politics if that was the case.
Oh, no, not politics. Like I heard, I always ask what happened to Hank. I guess he quit vaping and then he stopped his channel for work or whatever. I guess that's what happened. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
Life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it?
I would just, yeah. I never knew that because he worked so hard on his channel and he got rid of all his videos. I'm like, holy shit.
That's not the first time someone said that, Josh. It really isn't.
It'd be funny to have like an all-female panel on the show one day and just have them take over the show while all of us are in chat. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Who could we have on? We could have me and Megs, we'll get Kimmy and Kathy, get Beauty up in the house. There's a few of us girls out there now.
Hell yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm not available for the next couple of weeks, but you know how to contact me, darling. I'm always loving the fact that I come on your show and I steal everybody's attention because I'm usually the only female on your panel when I come on.
I know, ain't it?
All the boys just like looking at me. I actually saw a comment before about someone commenting about my tattoo. Yes, it did tickle. That's about all I'm going to say about that. Have you got tattoos, Mark?
Me, yeah, a few. That my ex-wife did. They're more like prison tattoos, if anything.
Because they're not very good,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
they were done at home shoddily, or
both. She was like an up-and-coming tattooist, and I guess I was her pigskin, so to speak.
a live pigskin. It works.
I became a full-time firefighter and had to quit vaping for it. Okay, that's what happened, all right. Yeah, it was something
Cool.
along those lines.
That's awesome. I mean, vaping's great, and it's become such a hobby and a lifestyle for so many of us. But a lot of people, just on the general, a lot of people forget that even us who put in time and effort to do these shows for you guys have got lives in the background. So that's awesome. If he gave up vaping to do something awesome like firefighting, which will help save other people's lives, and yeah, that's great. Good on him. Good on him.
Hell yes. Hell yeah. I got my crooked eye from watching JH videos.
I was just about to ask you about that.
When I do videos, like my camera's right here and my monitor's here, and normally when I'm reading stuff off of, so one eye will go this way and one will go that way, and people sometimes think I have like a crooked eye. I kind of do because I got popped in the head with a 2x4, but that's another story on its own. Just don't mess with other people's wives. And
Oh yeah, that's a story I might have to ask you about sometime, honey.
those were in the good old days.
Is that a derailed story, is it?
Oh yeah. My neck is red, Josh, because I am a sunburned victim. I got a sunburn. I actually get out, Josh, and actually get some sun.
You're doing better than me. I haven't had any real sun for a little while now. Okay, so we've got, I didn't even realize the time had flown. We've only got a few minutes left to go. Is there anything you would like to say to your fans out there in Kiwi land? I'm aware we've got lots of Americans out there in chat and Australians. We're a bit global out there in chat right now. Do you want to say anything to our Kiwis over here on the other side of the world?
I love you all, and thanks you for supporting me. I think that's it, yeah.
Cool.
Just keep on watching, keep on hanging out, and just, that's it, yeah. I really have nothing. I feel weird, like, trying to address people, like, in an addressing kind of way.
Yeah,
I love you, Mark. You're awesome. So if you guys hadn't realized already, all of Mark's, sorry, I'm just re-dripping, that's why I'm looking down. All of Mark's social media is down in the chat box. If you want to come and hang out with Mark and he's not on a show, then come join his Facebook group. Here you will have to wait approval. You need to be vetted. But yeah, come join the Facebook group and you can hang out with Marky and the rest of the team that are all lurking in that group now.
The rest of the rejects.
Yeah, Instagram, YouTube channel, all the bits and pieces are down in the description. Yeah, Megan, before I do the proper wind-up, Megan, you got anything you want to say to everybody?
Just the same old, same old. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much, Mark, for being a guest. It's always awesome having like different guests on. It just makes the shows a little bit more interesting. Yeah, and again, so I suppose like in terms of like the wind up, I mean, I have no major things to follow me on. It's pretty much just Instagram. I've been thinking about possibly doing like a Facebook page, but I don't know.
Come on, do it. Everyone's doing it.
Yeah. I might. I don't know. We'll see. So you can close this off now.
Do a coil building Facebook page. I think you should.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I should do one. Yeah. I'm so lazy when it comes to doing that sort of stuff.
Sorry, just answering the chat. So Megan's Instagram link is down in the description. So are all of mine, all of the social bits and pieces where you can find us and follow us and hang out if you aren't already, are all down in the description. Go and hit that like over on our Ohm Kiwis Facebook page. And like I say every week, if you've got any questions, if there's anything that you want to see us talk about or want to ask us anything about any of our shows or content, we're only about a message away. So feel free to hit us up there, hit the like, hit the thumbs up on the video if you've enjoyed just watching us hang out with Marky Mark, and if you've learned something about the man behind the reviewer. It's really awesome that you were able to hang out with us for the full show, Mark. I totally thought you would bail and be all like tired and meh, but you're still here and hanging out, so that's awesome. Thank you for coming.
I love to hang out. I love to hang out always with anyone. Thank you for having me.
With anybody. So yeah, I much appreciated that. Yeah, I'm aware that you had your show tonight, and it is a long night for you, being a Sunday night and quite late in the States now. I am so grateful and appreciative that you took time to come and be on my show, our show, and hang out with the crew on the other side of the world.
Thank you for having me on the other side of the world.
What else do I need to say? I spoke about the OHMag, which is linked down in the description. Give us your feedback. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then rewind halfway through the video and hear my spiel. Any of you Kiwis that will be in Auckland for 510 next Sunday, so that would be Sunday the 2nd of October. Come say good day. Oh, this Sunday coming. Yep, sorry, my bad. This next weekend that's about to happen over there will be in Auckland, will be at 5:10, all 4 of us. So myself and Megan, Ohm Kiwis, and the 2 boys of the Vaping Iwi, all 4 of us will be hanging out, causing some trouble over in the corner. Come buy me a drink. Come buy me a drink, guys. So yeah, keep an eye out. There will be 2 shows with I'm hoping all 4 of us on them, at least 1 show with all 4 of us, and I will be there for 2 shows. We're not sure about Megan for next Monday's show, but yeah, come keep in touch, subscribe, all of the usual things. I'm gonna say I've probably forgotten to mention something. Oh, the giveaway, go back and watch those details about halfway through the vid where I mentioned the giveaway and what you need to do. You have 6 days left to enter, so not quite a week. We'll be doing the 2 giveaways between us and the boys show. Both giveaways will be drawn within the next week. So yeah, get in on that, guys. I'm totally blanking on what else I need to say, so I guess I'm going to call it. We're going to do a few clouds for you guys, and then we're outing. So hope you come back next week and come chill. We will be just hanging and bantering while all 4 of us are together. So yeah, it should be amusing. Should be amusing. And we'll be talking about 510 and what we got up to, what we saw, the vendors, what have you. We will also be doing some live feeds to our Ohm Kiwis page from 510. So keep an eye out for that as well. Go and hit that like button and you will get notifications when we've gone live. So yeah. Yeah, we're going to blow some clouds for you guys. Hope you're all having a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay foggy, and keep it real. And peace out from the Ohm Kiwis in New Zealand.
Oh, that was a tiny cloud.